everyone, welcome to this tutorial on how I conducted SQL analysis to address healthcare shortages with a specific focus on mental health care. In this video, I'll guide you through the SQL queries I have used for analysis, explain the insights derived from the data, and show you how this analysis can help in improving mental health services across different regions. So this is a data set. We have location, total mental health care HPSA designations, population of designated HPSAs, percent of need met, practitioners needed to remove HPSA designation. Dep- uh, these are the columns I have calculated separately from the given data. So I have calculated the deployed practitioners count by multiplying practitioners needed to remove HPSA designation multiplied by percent of need met. So later I have applied the formula to the remaining ones and decreased and rounded it off. Same goes with the unassigned practitioners count, in which I have subtracted the required practitioners needed minus already deployed practitioners count. So I give you later you can drag and you can apply for all of the data set. Gonna remove all these. Created a database using the query create database mental health one. So see a database appears here after refreshing. We'll go into the table and we'll export the data from and I'll create a new table. I'll check whether the field types match the source column. It is text and percent of need met is decimal, so double is correct and everything looks good. Okay, so I'm gonna prepare import and import data file now, and these tasks are finished. Okay, so I'm gonna refresh and see if the table is created. Okay, I'm going into the table and see the columns. Okay, I'm gonna create a new query. Okay, now I'm gonna use database mental health, the created one, and run it. Now it becomes the main database where we are gonna use, so it becomes highlighted. And then I'm now going to start writing queries for my data analysis. So in this project, I want to identify the states with the lowest percent of need met. So I'm going to select the required columns location and percent of need met from the table mental health care shortage areas, and I'm going to order the percent of need met in an ascending manner with the limit of 5. So I'm gonna write query, gonna select location, percent of need met from table, I'm gonna order by the percent of need met in an ascending manner. So I'm gonna, and then I'm gonna limit it to 5. Thing looks good and just, whew. Oh gosh, I can see the percent of need met in Republic of Palau, Federated States of Micronesia, American Samoa, Northern Mariana Islands, and Marshall Islands 0. Gonna see if there are least ones. Oh, increase the limit to 20, 25, 30. Still the number goes. Oh, I can see that 0.3288 in Texas. Looks great. And now I'm gonna create a new query tab to know. So this the previous query that sorts the data in ascending order and gives the states that are in the most urgent need of attention. So these are the areas that policymakers should prioritize for additional mental health care resources. So now I'm going to calculate the total population affected by mental health shortages. So next, I calculated total population living in areas affected by mental health shortages. So this helps in understanding the magnitude of the issue. So I'm going to use this query. Sum of population of designated HPSAs. Uh-oh. As I want to display this sum of population of designated HPSAs as total population affected. So from the table, mental health care professional shortage areas. Gonna run this. Oh, this shows that the total population, I can see this much. This is the number that shows the overall number of people in shortage areas. So knowing this helps to allocate resources effectively, ensuring that the largest population is can be helped. So I'm going to create a new query tab in which I'm going to find states needing the most practitioners. So one of the most important insights from this analysis is understanding which states need the most mental health professionals to overcome shortages. To find this, I will run the following query. I'm going to select location and practitioners needed to remove HPSA from the table and order the practitioners needed to remove HPSAs in a descending order with the limit of 5. So select location, practitioners needed to remove HPSA designation from the table and order by the practitioners needed in descending order. So I'm gonna limit it to 5 so that I can know which states. Okay, after writing this query to find states needing the most practitioners, we got that United States needed 6,559, and in which Texas is a state with which needed most of the practitioners to remove HPSA designation, followed by California and then Florida and thereby Illinois. So, and next I'm going to calculate the average percent of need met across all the states. So I will now create a new query bar. Yep. In which I want to enter the following one. Average of I want to know the percent of need met average. I want to display this as average. So I got that the average percent of need met is around 0.52 0.26204. So by understanding this, we can benchmark whether certain states are performing better or worse compared to the average percentage. So this is the average one, 0.26. So go to the foo 0.26. So we can see that until Montana, these states' performance is the worst. Until like around 27 states from ascending order from the percent of need met, they are performing, these are the least performance states that require the most attention. So, and then I'm going to create a new query tab to know the targeting locations with high population affected. So, lastly, I wanted to focus on the locations with the population affected by mental health shortages greater than 1 million. So, this can help target efforts to place where improvements could make the biggest difference. So, I'm gonna select location, population of H from the table where population designated HPSA is greater than 1 million. So, yeah. So we can see that Alabama state, who has the highest population of designated HPSs. And these are the states where more than 1 million population are affected from mental health care shortages. So, and that's it. So by performing this SQL analysis, So we gain valuable insights that can help guide improvements in mental health services across different regions. Whether it's identifying where resources should be allocated or understanding which areas need more practitioners, SQL provides a powerful tool for analyzing healthcare data. So next, I'm going to dive deeper into this analysis. The next step could have involved creating visualization to further illustrate the findings. So I'm gonna create a data visualization dashboard using Power BI. This is the dashboard I have created from the data set. So in this video, I'll walk you through the process of connecting a data set, transforming the data, and building insight visualization. So let's get started. So first, I started by importing the data set into Power BI. My data set was originally stored in MySQL database, so I connected to the database through uh, get data from SQL Server, and then I entered port details, username, and connected to it. So once um, the data is loaded, I moved to the Power Query editor to clean and transform the data. So previously, while we have conducted SQL data analysis, we know that all the columns were in correct format and everything looks good. That doesn't need any data cleaning or any transformation. So now I just want to create a final dashboard using the data. So with the data prepared, I started designing the database dashboard outlet layout. So first thing I did was to create key metric cards such as total HSPA designations, total practitioners present, total population affected, average percent of need met. So these visuals make it easy for users to quickly understand the critical statistics at a glance. So I have also created the bar charts and maps. Um, so next I added a bar chart to show only locations with populations affected 1 million, ensuring the data is focused on the most affected areas. So I also included a map visual to represent the geographic distribution of HSP designations. The size of each bubble reflects the population affected, giving users a clear geographic overview of the situation. So, to make the dashboard even more actionable, I created a custom table that highlights top 10 locations um, where the need for attention is most critical. So these are the locations where the percent of need met is the lowest. So this section allows decision makers to prioritize areas that require immediate attention. So I added more interactivity to make it more dynamic. I added some slices by location so they can focus on specific regions or states. For example, users can select one or more states from the location slicer, and the visuals will update automatically to reflect data from those areas. Let's check Alabama, Alaska. So the after adding all the visuals, I spent some time formatting the dashboard. I customized the colors, titles, labels to ensure the dashboard is easy to read and visual appealing. For instance, I used contrasting colors to highlight the top 10 attention needed section, um, needed making it stand out from the other visuals. Once I was happy with the final design, I published the dashboard to Power BI service, which allows me to share the dashboard with others and embed it on a website. So, and that's it. We have created a fully interactive and insightful dashboard in Power BI, showcasing key metrics, geographic distribution, and most critical areas needing attention. I hope you find this tutorial helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment and don't forget to like and subscribe.